Hey, how's it going? My name is jackiefishhh and welcome back to some more Total War Rise of Mordor. Today, the Dwarfs of Erebor and this random elephant, as well as the forces of the Men of Dale have come together to try and smash. Why is there a camel here as well? What the hell is wrong with this map? Camels, elephants, what else do you need on a snowy map? They've come together to go ahead and smash the Easterlings out of Hardhome. Yes, I said Hardhome. This is a map from Game of Thrones, but I felt like it was pretty cool and wanted to use it for a Lord of the Rings battle. So today we'll see how it does fare. We are in the icy wastes of the cold north, so yeah, or beyond the wall. I mean, beyond the wall is north, but anyway, we have the Easterlings here, pretty well formed up, ready to go. So we'll quickly just run through what both sides are kind of roughly bringing, and then we'll get started as this elephant just plows through the Men of Dale. So on the front line, we do have these awesome looking Dalian swordsmen. They're going to obviously do very, very decently against more of the lightly armoured infantry, as well as hold bearing against the medium infantry of the Eastlings. Behind that, we have some spearmen. They're going to be supported by these awesome looking commander units right here with these huge falcon swords. They're just going to swing to win and hope for the best. We also have some Dalian archers, which are always the strongest part of Dale's army, is all going to be, you know, these archers, and just allowing them to just unload the ammunition on the enemy to really, you know, win the day. Then over on the Dwarven side, on their front line, we do have some of these Dwarven watchers. This is going to be the weaker kind of Dwarven force right here, but good nonetheless. Behind that, we have some Erebor engineers. We also have some Grimhammers, which are going to be supported by these other troops back here. So some basic pikemen. Then we finally have the Spear Guard of Erebor, who are going to be then reinforced by the Axe Guard of Erebor. One of the things I'm not a huge fan of in the sub-mod is that it goes ahead and caps units. So a lot of the Dwarven units can only bring 3 of these kind of more elite forces. So you can only bring 3 of these Spear Guard, you can only bring 3 of these Axe Guard. And I'm not really a fan of that. Like, if I want to go ahead and limit units, then let me do that kind of in my own custom game. Don't force me to do it, because it takes away a bit of the flavour of the mod itself, which I'm just not a huge fan of. But it's not a huge deal. It'd just be kind of nice to have that freedom to decide for myself. And if they are like really strong, then just make them really expensive. So if you want to bring it, you have to sacrifice, the size of your army or something. Then if we take a look at the Eastling force, we have some of these shield bearers. They're kind of like a hybrid archer unit, so they'll do decent on the walls, supported by their sword and shield. We also then have these retainers. These guys have proven themselves battle after battle. They're a very, very strong Eastland force. We also have some Eastern or Estron warriors with some more of these Mullers right here. Again, very, very deadly. We then finally have some of these horse archers. I don't really know what they're doing. And then we have the heavy infantry for the Easterlings right here. These guys are kind of more of the traditional Easterling units we are here to see. And their line is going to be stretching pretty heavily. We also have some heavy Eastling cavalry as well. I don't know. Actually, I was going to say, I don't know if these horses need this cloak, but they actually probably do. It's cold. It's chilly. They also have some artillery pieces garrisoned by some engineers. And that's probably going to be about it for the Eastling army. I think we have a few more units here and there, but that's going to be the majority of it. They are a bit outnumbered. So let's just go and get this battle started. I'll tell my Discord to go. So if you guys want to go ahead and be a part of these battles in the future, the best way to do that is going ahead and joining my Discord. I'll be sure to leave a link down below in the description and maybe in the comments as well. So be sure to go ahead and join up, look for battles and try and get some awesome replays sent in to me, because I would not be able to do half of these battles if it wasn't for my Discord playing them live, because a lot of these custom maps are not replay capability, don't have replay capability, but replay always ends up crashing. So because of that, we have to go ahead and do these battles live, and thankfully my Discord is very, very awesome at helping me out with these battles. So we're going to be getting the Eastlings rushing to the walls. They're going to be garrisoning this, ready to push back the dwarfs, as you can see in the distance, the dwarfs and the Men of Dale pushing forward. Oh, artillery coming in, here we go. This is going to be pretty big. We also have artillery exchanging. Thankfully, all of these shots missing, but the artillery for the defenders actually came in and inflicted some good damage on these crossbows. Not a bad idea to try and take out them crossbows. We have other infantry obviously pushing up, getting themselves towards the broken down gates and other breaches that scatter throughout these walls. Oh my god, it looks like the defenders have completely missed this little position right here. They may be sending infantry, but if this goes unnoticed, the Men of Dale can just throw through a lot of their men. Oh my god, if this hits... Oh, I mean, that hit right there, burning a lot of dwarfs, but if it would have hit right here... Oh my god, The damage going in, that is so many dead dwarfs, so many burnt dwarfs right there. How do you like your dwarfs? I like mine crispy. My god, but you've got your wish. So some of the men of Dale are already up here. Some of their vanguard forces are volleying out with the support of the artillery as well. Yeah, these are like the hybrid units. I think they're going to be holding their ammunition now. Only the back line's going to be shooting. Just trying to pick away a few of these other archer units. That's one of the awesome things about the sub mod, is it adds a lot of these hybrid units in that really go ahead and kind of change up the way the battle is being played. Because, you know, a lot of these units can shoot and a lot of these units can use their swords, which I think really speaks of the elven units. Not that I think any of the elven units can, like, are really, I mean, I guess they are kind of in pieces like that, you know. They're just really good anyway. We're going to be our first little melee engagement right here as the dwarves try to crush against this spear wall, which is trying its best to hold. A lot of these axes are flying out. The artillery is also coming in over on this side. Oh, a pretty nice hit there on the archers. And I think taking out the archers is a pretty solid idea straight off the bat. Because if you can kill the archers, then you just go ahead and give yourself missile superiority and allow you to basically just smash away at the defender's force. We're getting a little bit of lag here and there, but that should hopefully clean itself up as we get further into the battle. Obviously, as you can tell, we do have a lot of men in this engagement, over 11,000, so that's when Attila does start to struggle on most people's computers, and obviously because this is a live battle, we're not just relying on my computer, we're relying on everyone else's. You know, when we do fight this many men, it does kind of struggle a little bit, but it's nothing, I don't think, too bad. We've had a lot worse on the channel. So the dwarfs are really struggling at breaking up this formation. Same over here. I mean, this is really just the start of the battle. Oh my god, these guys as well are perfect pickings for the archers. I mean, just look at that. They have no shield whatsoever. They just have 2 axes, so they're a great aggressive unit if they can get into combat. But it's actually getting them into combat which is the biggest problem right now. They're going to be making their way through the broken down walls and throwing themselves onto a fight. I mean, one of the things that the Eastlings have done is they've layered their defense. They're going to be reinforcing these positions slowly but surely. But also they're looking to defend the village. You know, these walls are all pretty brutal and bloodied and battered, and there's a lot of points to try and defend. So it's almost smarter to allow them to come in and then really start to put on the pressure. More artillery shots coming off. I wonder what they're going to be hitting this time. Oh yeah, the clumped up infantry right there, burning the dwarfs. Hitting the axe guard, hitting the elite units. And oh my god, there's a lot of damage going off right now. We do have some of the engineers over crossbow units for the dwarfs, firing their shots. And yeah, looking to try and weaken down the defensive forces. Because the Eastlings are, you know, shielding their defense, they're putting a lot of men backwards. It makes sense that they're kind of committing to this type of fight. They're committing to a fight where they're just trying to take out the initial defenders so they can then get all their men onto the wall and then have the brutal fight inside the city. It wouldn't be a bad idea to set this city ablaze either. I don't think anyone's noticed this yet. There's like a completely open position right here that just no one is pushing forward. Maybe you can't. Maybe it looks like you can go through, but it's blocked. But I mean, I don't think it is. Like, this would be perfect. Get some cavalry to rush through here. Hit all these archers. Like, oh, it'd be a great way to breach the enemy forces.
Enemy units have returned to the battle.
Dale were throwing up some of their Lake Town peasant infantry, and I assume just to solely like absorb some of the ammunition, because these guys, yeah, are going to get pretty beaten back fairly easily. This is like elite Eastling infantry. It's not mindless orcs whatsoever. And then as we continue to go down the battle line, it's going to be a slow slog to start off with, but as soon as one breach does occur, I think we'll see a lot more men move into them. I still can't believe no one has realized that there's an entire breach point right there. Yeah, maybe you just can't get over there. Oh, the artillery coming in. Oh, this is amazing. Oh my god, if they would have just hit the center, they could have done so much damage there. These Eastlings are really clumped up in fortified positions. And if this artillery can just come in... Oh, what a big hit right there, slaughtering these Easterling pikemen, or halberds, I guess. That is so much damage, and the shots are going to not stop coming in, I'm sure. They just want to shoot as much as possible. I mean, look at that. This unit has lost 40 men already. Yeah, here we go. The Eastlings quickly realize and decide to go ahead and commit their soldiers elsewhere. They were kind of holding these guys back, but it was smart of the dwarfs to push forward their artillery to start hitting this. Another volley coming in. Oh, yeah, this one just clipping the side of the halberds. But yeah, these Eastlings need to move really, really quickly. And I think for the attackers, they really need to spread out their defense a little bit more. They're kind of getting clumped up. Have they finally realized this yet? Oh, please. I just want to see all of this cavalry just pile through. Because not only can they hit these archers, they can also hit these defenders. Granted, there's a lot of these defenders are going to be made up of, you know, spearmen. But still, a rear cavalry charge is more than enough. Obviously, with these archers coming in as well. Oh, yeah, here we go. They finally realized the sword infantry and the cavalry making their move. Maybe it was all a ploy to go ahead and make sure that no one can see this. And yeah, look at that. The spearmen immediately realize they see where the elves are, where the men of Dale are going. They're even throwing their cavalry over here. And this could be a huge breaking point for the defenders right now. Because if the one little spot opens, they can push everything else in. The dwarfs are struggling, but they are breaking their way through now. And once these shield breakers can break through the shields of the retainers, you know, once breach points start to occur, it's going to be much easier because there's not really too many reinforcements left over to be sent on this side. And there's still, you know, plenty of reinforcements over here. So the cavalry's going to throw themselves in to try their best to hit these cavalrymen, try and silence them. I mean, it doesn't look like it's the heaviest cavalry. And especially against, I mean, look at this. Look at this Dalian cavalry right now. They're not to be messed with. They've got, like, elven armor. They just need to break their way through them. That's exactly what they've done. They need to go ahead and ensure that they reinforce. The Eastlings are trying to push more infantry over here. They've got some spearmen here, which are going to get beaten back. They also have some swordsmen as well. So it's really up to Dale to go ahead and basically just open up this area, not clump up your men, send infantry round the sides, and try and silence that as quickly as possible. So we are seeing more and more dwarfs being committed to the fight, but the Eastlings are also committing more men. They don't want to give up the walls as easily as they may have kind of shown they wanted to. And that's not a bad tactic, right? Show the attackers that, hey, we've only got a light defense on the wall. Where our real stand is going to be, you know, in the city itself. So what ends up happening is the attackers don't commit their best units right away. They want to save them. And that kind of, you know, does chew up their army. It does still mean they have the really elite units in reserve to push him right towards the end. But even still, these retainers have done a great job. They're starting to falter now. I mean, there's not too many of them left now. There's like, what, over half of them left, or under half of them left, which is pretty nice. Yeah, here we go. Dale are doing a great job right here, just completely surrounding the defenders. I mean, there's gaps appearing as well. The defenders literally cannot hold all of this. So, unless they commit more infantry, which I don't think they're really willing to do, this is just going to create a perfect spot for the attackers just to completely surround the Eastlings. The men of Dale proving their worth this day. Are all the elephants gone? Because if anything, maybe the Eastlings set the elephants free before the battle. Oh, this artillery piece has a dwarven supply wagon right here. So this artillery piece is going to get constantly resupplied by the ammunition in the dwarven supply wagon. It's looking so hilarious as well. It's a dwarf standing ready. That artillery piece is going to be painful for the defenders. Oh, this is such a nice move, though, right here. You have some of these flaming javelins. Oh, my God. What the fuck is this unit? It's like a magic unit. Yeah. It's like a magic unit for the Eastlings throwing, like, explosive sticks at the enemy. That's going to be very, very deadly. And quite rightly, all the dwarves are trying to focus it down with their crossbows. Oh, we actually have some cavalry? Some cavalry from the defenders making its way out of the walls. Hitting hard at the archers right now. That's a pretty nice move here by the Eastlings, looking to hit the archers. We are going to get some Dalian cavalry moving in. I mean, it's pretty hard for the attackers right now to break their way through a defensive formation. They still have plenty of infantry left, so even though it's not looking great for the attackers to begin this battle, the defenders have done a great job at holding these choke points. I think, you know, it's only a matter of time until cracks start to appear. Once the dwarfs can break their way through. And the thing is as well, the dwarfs have a lot of their elite infantry still left remaining. I don't think they've committed too much of their weaker infantry yet. I mean, too much of their elite infantry. They've only really committed their weaker infantry. A lot of these shield breakers and the watchers. So when they can get in their elite infantry, I think you'll start seeing a lot more of these Eastlings dying. I mean, already there's a few of them going down. We're even getting some siege crew from the Eastlings here as well. Got their pouches. How cool would it be if we could get units to build stuff on the fly, so you could actually have a unit of engineers that would build... Oh my god, that guy just took a fucking axe in the back as well. Look at that. It's actually really useful for the defenders. Yeah, how cool would it be if you could actually have, you know, units making barricades and spikes and defensive walls on the fly? I think that would be so goddamn cool. So yeah, the defenders are starting to run out of men, I think. They're getting taken down. Also, a lot of these archers are all focusing down on these axemen as well, which is a great move. Because these guys don't have a shield, they're basically sitting ducks with medallion archers. As more and more arrows do come flying in. We do actually have the Dale General right now taking off against some of the heavy Eastling cavalry. And this Eastling cavalry is not to be messed with in any way, shape, or form. I mean, there's 32 of the general unit, and then 37, yeah, so, I mean, but there's just more reinforcement coming in. This enemy general is going to get stuck here for sure. But the Eastlings have committed some pretty good units right here. Actually, are these guys pretty good? I mean, they must be, right? To push back the Dale infantry. More Dale infantry moving over. I think there's a lot of archers as well, hitting them hard. Yeah, this is a brutal fight for the walls right now, as more and more artillery comes in, just burning away these buildings. I mean, look at that. The Eastlings are having to reform. The artillery is very deadly, but it makes sense that the dwarves have this much artillery, right? As more and more men do get committed. So it does look like the defenders are very happy just to full on defend these walls with everything they've got. I mean, now would be the perfect time for the dwarfs to make their way through. But just be so careful, because a lot of their units are weakened. Yeah, this entire dwarven detachment could just make their way through this position. There's so much open ground and kind of put pressure. We are seeing the Eastlings starting to commit more and more infantry forward. Yeah, the Eastlings are trying to commit more men forward, but obviously there's a kind of energy thing. You have to make sure your men don't get tired or anything. The artillery coming in as well, just pounding them as they try and move forward. We actually have some tense rights here. God, I wonder how many kills this artillery has. This artillery is not going to have as many kills as it should, because it doesn't count the burning kills. It only says it has 53 kills, which is kind of the initial impact, but there's normally a lot more kills. How's this general fight going on? I imagine now it's going to turn in favor of the men of Dale, and the Eastling general has given his life to try and hold this flank for as long as possible. I wonder if the Eastlings didn't want to commit men to this side so that Dale wouldn't attack it. And it took Dale long enough to realise that there was an open breach point here. So maybe that was the plan the entire time. The Eastlings were just like, yeah, if we don't put men there, they won't commit men there. More infantry are being thrown into the fight, but yeah, I don't know if it's just too little too late over on this side. I mean, saying that, Dale are starting to run out of men. They're trying to get some swordsmen to help this general. The general, I imagine, tries to flee. Now we're going to get a cavalry unit, just basically slurp this unit of infantry, protect the flank a little bit. They do rip through that battle line as well. I mean, this is heavy Dale shot cavalry. But yeah, as you can see, it's only a matter of time until this Eastling general does go down for Hobbit. And as soon as that general goes down, it's going to obviously inflict morale damage on the entire infantry line. I can't believe how well these spearmen have held as well. They've done an amazing job at just keeping the forces of Dale at bay. However, the breach point is starting to go. This unit of warriors right here, the Shadows, are finally being killed by the elite Grimhammers that the dwarfs have committed to this fight. Yeah, so now the dwarfs are starting to throw in their quality. The band's power has gone back down even. The defenders still have more men, but that doesn't mean they have better quality, you know. Oh, we have the Eastling pikes here. Oh no, put down your pikes, put down your pikes. Oh, they just get their halberds down. That was pretty lucky. So halberds are very, very strong in basically any Total War game, especially in 1212 and Rise of Mordor. So it's really up for the dwarves. If they can get this general unit around the side and then hit these guys in the back, That would be great. They also have a unit of dwarven crossbows here as well. If they could just get them here, just looking down on these guys, they'd kill them so quickly. And this artillery is still firing, which is just absolutely insane. And this is one hell of a battle, though. Look at that. Oh, does look pretty goddamn cool. Some of these things don't have reserves, so they have plenty of men. As you can see, they have more men than defenders still. Maybe not as good a quality, but they still have a lot of men. As another archer volley comes in, picking away at these archers. We're going to be getting a heavier push right now as well by Dale, looking to reinforce these positions. And I mean, honestly, they can't feasibly give these positions up. Does also look like the Harad General, or the Eastling General, is dead as well now. I'm not sure if it popped up on screen, but you can see that going down. These Dalian spearmen need to reform up because they're about to get charged in the side by these axe breakers. Oh, has he just... Oh, he's finally died. Oh, he tried to run away, which I guess took the majority of the focus of Dale. Okay, here we go. The dwarves have made their breach and they're going to look to try and punish it as much as possible. The Eastling cavalry, though, charging in to try and stop them at the gate. There's more reinforcements being sent up as well. In every single position. Yeah, lots of reinforcements being thrown up in every single which way. But the dwarves are going to make their final push, trying to break this, as the Eastlings do throw up more and more men. Yeah, it looks like the Eastlings have committed basically their entire army now to defend this breach point. Oh, we have a breach point here as well. Dale have broken through the gatehouse. And the Axemen are going to retaliate with a counter charge. But again, this just opens up so much space for the defender, or for the attackers to just funnel through their infantry and start surrounding. I mean, there's a nice little clump of elite infantry back here. You got these guys, and you also have some of these shipmen as well. These guys are more like marine merchant infantry, waiting for their time to be sent into battle. But yeah, there's a nice bubble being formed. As you can see, the majority of the infantry is looking to defend this. However, you know, it opens up other positions. If the dwarves can break through this battle line and then commit their way down, that'd be great. We do see a nice little box being formed up by the halberds, though. The halberds are trying to come in from the flank and basically just surround these guys. A good old Rome 1 strategy, if you guys know what I'm talking about, where you basically just played as a Greek city-state faction, or just the Greek city-states, and just formed a box around the gate. Or a triangle. The like cheaper one was the triangle around the gate in Rome 1, but you could also form a box if you were feeling particularly great. And it would just be unstoppable. You could just let the AI throw thousands of men against you, and you would just slaughter every single one of them. It wouldn't even be close. Simpler times, hey? Simpler times. So over on this position, it doesn't really look like the dwarves have much like shield-killing infantry. They have a little spearmen. The spearmen aren't really aggressive. They really need like their axe guard up there to break them shields of the retainers. I mean, this has just been a massacre here as well. The archers have proven themselves for the Eastlings as well, picking away a few of these dwarves. Oh, it looks like the dwarves are actually having to commit a large portion of their weaker units here. I don't really see why the... Oh, okay, I guess I kind of see why the dwarves aren't committing over here as much as they are. They're throwing everything they've got through this gatehouse to try and surround this. The reason the dwarves aren't looking to take this on is just because there's a large portion of enemy infantry here, whereas if they focus down this left-hand side, they can do a great amount of damage. Oh, we're getting some of the falcon swords running in now. That's going to be a great, you know, breaking unit. If they can get the majority of their infantry in away. That's all the dwarves. The dwarves are already trying to fight here, but they're just being encircled. Enemy general, the dwarven general has been slain as well by these Eastlings along the wall. But his axe guard fight on bravely, which is what I love to see. The fact that the axe guard is still fighting on, I say that as they rout, but they still fought on even after the commander was killed. It's the dwarven way. Looks like the dwarves are being broken here. Doesn't look like they really have the quality to break through. I mean, this is their big push right now, but they're completely surrounded. They're not going to go down without a fight, but even still, with the halberds in there, with no real flanking force, I guess it's up to Dale to relieve their side, which they are kind of doing. They've got these really elite falcon swords in here. What are they actually called? Because I just call them falcon swords. They're just called barding swords masters. Yeah, the sword masters. Like, they're going to be doing a lot of damage to this Eastling infantry. You know, one of their weak points is they don't have a lot of armor. They can output a ton of damage. Over on this side as well, we do see Dale committing everything they have. I mean, this is it right now for both sides. The battles are going to be decided along the walls. You can see no one has anything in reserve whatsoever. They're simply looking to beat this back. Oh my god, it's this unit right here, the Shadow unit. I don't know what the hell they are. But I mean, look how much damage they did. This unit better be extremely expensive because that unit is just ridiculously strong. Yeah, look at the damage just outputting. It's just breaking away these lines. It's very hard to kill this unit as well. You can say, oh, you just shoot it, but I mean, if they can get them volleys off, they just rip these units apart. My god, they're the mystic and magic of Sauron, I guess, coming into play and supporting his Eastlings. Balance of power, we can see, is kind of in favor of the defenders. They actually have still a 1,000-man advantage, but that isn't anything new. They've kind of had this advantage since the beginning of the game. It's been cut down a little bit, but nothing too amazing. It's kind of stayed at around that level. And we're seeing Dale committing the rest of their men over to this point. These shadows are just crazy good. Like, really, really good. Are just breaking away defensive formations. The dwarfs have been completely broken, and now we're going to see the Eastlings coming out. It's looking like this is going to be a defender-win battle, which you don't see too often. Hashtag defenders never win. Hashtag attackers never win. The Eastling cavalry coming out. I mean, the dwarves still have some fight left in them, but if they get enveloped, if, for example, the Eastlings decide to bring their general round, they hit them from the back, these dwarves not going to stick around for much longer, especially with their general being dead as well. The fact that their general's dead is just, a huge blow. And if you can't beat the halberds from the side or back, if you can't beat the halberds from the front, you're just going to be in such a tricky situation in a siege battle. They're putting up a valiant last stand, though, and you definitely cannot fault them for that. How are these Barding Swordmasters? Barding Swordmasters have broken through. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, these guys are so goddamn good that they can make their position known. They also have a lot of archers they can throw in. It's just, how many kills have these guys got? Only 51. Oh, it probably doesn't count burning kills as well. I don't know why it doesn't do it. Basically, if artillery hits someone and then explodes, it doesn't count the kills that the explosion does. So this probably doesn't count the kills that, of these men burning. It counts like if it kills someone with the actual javelin, but it doesn't count anything else. I mean, they are bravely trying to break out, and there are a few gaps they could try and make their way through, but we even have another unit of halberds up here as well. Love the detail on the weapons of these halberds as well. Very, very nice. See the Marines up there. They've been commanded to take the walls, and that's what they will try and do with all hope. I mean, their main goal should be to try and secure this. Oh, and just look at the Bardlings basically completely surrounded and killed now, actually. I imagine the extra reinforcements have just helped out. Yeah, now we're having the Eastlings push out of the city. The dwarves, oh, look at this. The dwarves have formed up their last stand. Quickly, quickly. Form up before they come. Run. They're going to try and form up in this little gap right here. Turn and put down your pikes, quickly. There you go, they put down their pikes. And they're going to get completely surrounded. This is crazy. I mean, as well, the cavalry, we actually have some of the Dale cavalry still left remaining. They're going to try and rear charge this and give some support, but the Eastern cavalry is coming in as well, and the Dale cavalry is going to turn round and try and counter-charge that. But this is weaker Dale cavalry that we saw before, so I think this heavy elite Dale general unit will just really do a lot of damage. With the archers up here as well, and the rest of the Vidalian cavalry. I mean, you have this Vidalian, this is the Dale General as well out here. Taking a few shots, but, you know, his shield and armor is very, very tough. And again, he's going to get countercharge. He does turn to countercharge, but I think the Eastlings is going to take that advantage. No one really claiming, you know, the victory there. But the fact that they've kind of got them secured and locked down, and especially if this Dale General goes down, I can't imagine, yeah, the morale is very red up here. Yeah, this entire defensive force is going to be pushed back and killed. The last of the Bardings are taken care of, and Hardhome does hold this day, it would seem. I mean, we'll obviously keep watching to watch this last stand. The Dwarven Spears kind of flipping the defense around on the defenders. They are now the defenders as they get slowly encircled. And we actually have infantry being committed to these cavalry fights as well, just to speed them up. Yeah, the dwarfs are broken. It's going to allow the last of the Eastling force basically just completely surround them and finish them off. What remains of Dale's archer forces, you know, breaking through. Oh wait, sorry, I keep on getting confused. No, Dale have actually made a big ground here. I keep on getting confused between red and normally I'm so used to the attackers being yellow. So yeah, Dale have actually made their push now. And they're going to try and envelop. So as long as Vidalian General survives, and as long as these units can hold, maybe they hold a chance. Maybe they stand a chance. I mean, Advanced Power is not looking great because of all of this. But if they can clean up all of these guys, like there's just a lot of Shadowmen left. I don't know. And if they can envelop this, hit these halberds in the back, then maybe there's still a chance. I mean, they are outnumbered 2-1, but that's no real crazy feat. I mean, I guess it's a matter of time until these guys come down. The archers coming off, killing a lot of the men. Oh my god, there's one lone cavalryman left. Where is he? Here he is. This is the Vidalian General, I think. That is awesome. And he's going to be making his way inside the city to try and rally. I mean, the Eastling cavalry is going to be hunting him down as best as they can. That's hilarious, though. There's just one man left remaining. We also have the archers going away and fighting away these shadow warriors. I love the Dale swords as well. They're just really nicely made. Very, very cool. But as you can see, the men of Dale are just dying bit by bit. And now that all of his infantry's coming over, yeah, the envelopment's about to happen. I think this is all she wrote for the attackers. So if you guys enjoyed this, be sure to drop a like and a comment down below. Let me know what you want to see next on Rise of Mordor, whilst we wait for the last stand to really kind of finish up. And it's nice and refreshing to have a battle like this, where it's not necessarily, because normally, like, every siege battle, the defenders always break through, and it's kind of nice to have it so that the attackers actually hold the wall. But I think it was because of the map. The map had so many breach points that it was okay. If it was just 1 or 2 breach points the entire time, yeah, granted, that would have got pretty boring. But because there was like 6 or 7, and there was like this hidden passage down on the right flank, which we're fighting over now, I think it's definitely, you know, cool to have the attackers completely defend the walls. I think also as well, the fact that no one was kind of engaging over here, and this has been like the biggest engagement, and it started with no one. Oh my god, look at that. Vidalian General is still, no, it's just Vidalian cavalry. Where's Vidalian General? I think he's been killed, unfortunately, as the rest of the Eastlings come in. But it's not like the Eastlings really have a ton left. They only have 1,600 men left out of the 6,600 they started with. So they've definitely felt the pain of this battle. This is kind of all that remains, especially now that we're getting the rest of the Eastling forces going around the side. I mean, these guys are just all routing. Is there going to be a mass rout? Yeah, there we have it, a mass rout kind of occurring. I really don't know where these guys are going to run to. There's nowhere really for them to escape. And there we have it. The battle is over. The Eastlings held Hardhome. So if you wanted me to do more of these battles on these because there's a lot of Game of Thrones maps out there, so if you want me to do more of these battles, do let me know in the comments down below. I would love to kind of experiment with more of the custom maps, which maybe we haven't really messed around with before. I would definitely be up for that. If we take a look at the kills, we can see on Hairy Hobbit's Eastling Force, these guys, the Maulers, did really good, and his cavalry as well actually did surprisingly well. But yeah, it's down to the Shadows. The Shadows just did so much damage with the support of the other Maulers and the Archer forces. Over on Dead Man, his Sword Infantry doing really nice. His Archers and the Halberds not actually doing too much, but again, the Shadows always 100 plus kills. They're really good. Then finally over onto the attackers of Dale, we can see that their Falcon Swords, yeah, the Barding Swordmasters, 200 kills. I think that's the most kills in the entire match. And then finally, the Dwarfs, their crossbows, went ahead and countered that with 246 kills. Not bad whatsoever. So if you guys enjoyed, be sure to drop a like and a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.